The GOP is going after what they call extremists. They really mean they're going after MAGA. The GOP is joined by the Democrats going, yeah, let's get those MAGA extremists. I'm Doug in Exile. Let's expose these snobby GOP elitists. This is from NBC News, which is an oxymoron. Arizona plots to eradicate extremists. Republicans in Arizona are still steaming over their losses this last November. They blame the MAGA movement's outsized influence in choosing its party's unsuccessful general election candidates, like Kari Lake for governor and Blake Masters for the U.S. Senate. This bleeds wrong so many different ways. The Republicans are blaming the MAGA movement's outsize influence. The MAGA movement is too big, and so the GOP, which is too small, is blaming them in primaries. If you know anything about democracy and the way majority vote works in picking your representatives, you'll know the problem with that statement. Now, a faction of the GOP isn't just calling for the state chair's head. It wants to overhaul Arizona's electoral system with one overarching goal in mind: stamp out extremists. Democrats are joining in the effort, of course. Why wouldn't they? Which aims to put a question on the 2024 ballot that could upend the primary system in a critical battleground state. I learned this from Neil Johnson at Lumberjack Logic, where he talks about at the precinct level, they're way more MAGA and excited. It's also where all the donor money comes from. The GOP doesn't learn anything that the Democrats are joining them in this effort. And the GOP in Arizona would rather join with Democrats to fight MAGA than to join MAGA and fight Democrats. This is a key losing strategy on how to disrupt your own party, further fragment it. And this is an unforced error, and it's purely by the GOP, not MAGA. Save Democracy Arizona, a nascent Arizona coalition, is heavily focused on opening the state's primaries to allow voters to cast their ballots for any candidate, regardless of party affiliation. This is a really bad error. The GOP, who are so bad at Charlie Brown and with Lucy and the football, they forgot that Democrats came into primaries and funded candidates, Trump MAGA candidates like Kari Lake, like Masters, like Dr. Oz. That's just their money. What if they can vote? They think they're going to harm MAGA candidates, and really they're going to open it up for the Democrats to come in and fund and vote for even more MAGA candidates. So this will be funny. Be careful who you get into bed with, because the GOP just got herpes. Coughlin said the movement began after MAGA Republicans' chokehold on the party brought losses in the election cycles. Arizona Democrats now hold both Senate seats and the governor's post for the first time in over 70 years. It never occurs to these Republicans. You know, what they call a chokehold, that's called democracy working. Remember, democracy's on the ballot, people. Coughlin said there's a growing realization within the GOP that MAGA has taken over the party, and that in Arizona, it has been a losing gambit. They're acknowledging that MAGA has taken over the GOP in Arizona, which I think is funny. This is a post that Kari Lake retweeted from Wendy Rogers. Arizona plots to eradicate the extremist. Kari Lake called any Republican who backs the move a Democrat in sheep's clothing. And she's right. These Republicans who are against hearing the voters at the precinct level. Why not change your policy? No, they don't want to change their policy. They want to manipulate and destroy the party within by trying to disenfranchise MAGA voters. Not a good move. I know MAGA people. We're pretty excited. I'm Doug in Exile.